We're joined here today by Calvin College junior Abby VanHarn, and talking a little bit about her swimming and diving career here at Calvin College, but also her academics and just some of her journey as a collegiate student athlete. And Abby, you're in your third year as a college student athlete here on the swimming and diving team. Just talk a little bit about what it's been like to be a swimmer at the collegiate level and some of the work that you've had to put in to get some of the rewards that you've already been able to reap. I mean, what's it been like as compared to what it was like as a high school athlete?
Yeah, it's definitely different in college. Our season is a lot longer, and I never did club swimming in high school, so it's a lot more work. It's about 6 months worth of work, so that's very different for me. And I also did a lot of sports in high school, so it's different to just narrow in on swimming, but I really enjoy that, and just being one sport specific and working really hard to reach all my goals in that sport. So, and you get a lot closer as a team when you're with each other so often.
I sense just from watching you and from talking to your head coach and such that you really enjoy competition. Just talk a little bit about how you've been able to develop going after things when you compete, and certainly moving down the road, competition is all part of life. It's a healthy thing, developing that aspect. What's it been like to develop your sense of competition as an athlete?
I'm definitely one of the more competitive people on the team, whether it's in practice. I'm always trying to race people, trying to beat them, even at things I don't necessarily do, but definitely in meets especially. I don't really enjoy losing, so I just love the competition.
Sure. We talked a little bit last year about how you have a little bit of a relationship with somebody that you broke a school record of last year, and Becky, the former Becky Wyman, now Becky Bagnall, her married name, and you broke one of her school records last year, and you've actually babysat her children before, and both went to the same high school. Just talk a little bit about how she's been kind of somebody you've looked up to, has inspired, encouraged you, and helped you to develop your love for swimming here. It's a very demanding sport, and yet it's something that you've really, from what I can see, enjoyed and gone after. Talk a little bit about how she's helped you.
Yeah, so Becky actually taught me swim lessons when I was very small, so she's been a really big part of my swimming experience. So she taught me swim lessons, and then she was my high school coach, but we've continued our relationship when I go over and see her and babysit, and we end up just talking for like an hour afterwards, and it always comes down to swimming and just how to balance swimming and how to reach goals but still stay a student athlete and have friends and have a life.
Yeah.
And she's talked a lot about her records and how they meant a lot to her, but now she's moved on and has her own life, and she's always encouraging me to break some of her records, but not all of them.
Sure. Well, talk a little bit about the team atmosphere. I think you really enjoy the relational part of being part of a team. I mean, yeah, you can go out and set things individually with records and that type of thing, but I sense that you really enjoy being part of a team, helping be one of the leaders of a team. Just talk a little bit about how that's very rewarding for you as a student athlete.
Yeah, being on the team is definitely the best part of swimming. Swimming would not be very fun if you're by yourself. It's a lot easier to get through practices. It's a lot more fun. Even at meets, swimming in a relay is much more fun for me than swimming in an individual event, just because you have your teammates next to you and you're all pushing each other and encouraging each other, and it's just a lot of fun. Like after swim season, it's so sad when I can't see like my best friends every single day. So it's the best part of swimming.
Absolutely. Well, a year ago you went on to the national meet for the first time and ended up earning All-America honors individually and as a member of a relay team. And I would think that one of the cool things in going to that national meet in Greensboro, North Carolina was going, I think it was with a total of 7 members of the swimming and diving team. You had 1 diver and 6 swimmers. How encouraging was it to have people with you as a team to pull you along when it's kind of a pressure-packed environment, and yet I would think doing it together really helps deal with all those pressures and nerves and excitement and things like that. Just talk about what that experience was like.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We had seven of us going, including a diver, but none of us had gone before, so it was a very new experience for all of us. So we were there to encourage each other and also push each other when we really had no idea what to expect. It was hard to create goals even because we didn't know what was going to happen, but between the seven of us, it was a lot more fun to get very excited together and create goals together and just experience it all together.
You talk about goals. What are some of the goals that you kind of have on your front burner going through the rest of this year? We're talking here in early January. You have some dual meets, the conference meet, hopefully the national championships, that type of thing. Some of the things that you're thinking about as a swimmer, as a team, what are they?
Yeah, I think one of our main goals is definitely to win conference again this year, and I think we can do that for sure. And then another goal is just to get as many people as we can to the national meet. I think we already have a relay going that we think is going, but to get more relays or more individual swimmers would be very exciting.
You're an exercise science kinesiology major, and you're just talking to me a little bit about your minor in public health. Talk to me a little bit about how you developed your academic interest, what drew you in there, and perhaps what you might like to do with that down the road.
Yeah, I am definitely one who took a little bit longer to decide what I wanted to do in college, but I knew that I loved exercising, I loved teamwork, I loved working out, I loved everything about that, and just living a healthy lifestyle. So it took me a while, but I decided on exercise science, and then I added public health along with that. So right now I'm not totally sure what I want to do with that, but I did a cool internship at Mary Free Bed doing health promotion and wellness, so I'm definitely looking into that more and hopefully can get a few more internships or experience in that, but also experience in other things to see what else I enjoy.
Sure. You're an honor roll student, and trying to do all of that along with the demanding hours of being a swimmer where you're in the pool for multiple hours. I know you get into the weight room as well. How do you find the time to dedicate yourself to being excellent in all of those endeavors?
Yeah, it's hard to try your best in everything sometimes, but I think most student athletes find it easier to get all their work done during season. So once you're in season, you just have to create a structure for your day and you have to get your work done because you have to go to bed. And so it's actually easier in season when everything is planned out and you're just go, go, go all the time. But out of season, it can be trickier when suddenly you have 3 extra hours to your day.
Yeah,
and
right.
do you spend it doing homework or do you spend it watching TV? So it's good to have structure in college.
Sure. And then on the theme of development and perhaps even discover, talk a little bit about maybe first your professors that you've had here that have helped kind of bring you along the way and finding out what you'd like to pursue, and then also your head coach and Dan Gelderloos, who has helped you develop your skills as a swimmer and perhaps discover things about yourself as a swimmer that perhaps you didn't know that you're capable of doing before. Talk about the professors and then a coach Dan Gelderloos.
Yeah, I found that all my professors have been very encouraging and trying to help me figure out what I want to do, especially the ones that I've had often or have coached sports before have really tried to get to know me, and I've even had professors offer to take me to lunch in the dining hall just to help talk to me and figure out what I want to do and talk about graduate school or just talk about swimming. It helps getting to know your professors a lot. I've really enjoyed that, and that they care about their students and their athletes. And then Dan he's my advisor, he's my swim coach, he was my boss for a while. So Dan's had a very big influence on most parts of my college career. So in the pool, he's encouraging me and pushing me to be a better swimmer, but he's also my advisor, so encouraging me and pushing me in my academics and what classes I should take and what internships I should get, and just encouraging me in life in general.
Well, it sounds like it's been a very positive experience here for you so far, and we're looking forward to watching you swim and continue to develop, discover, and dedicate the rest of this school year and beyond. Thanks for stopping by, Abby, and we wish you all the best.
Thanks.